Hello, Grand Rising. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you're watching this. Hi, happy Friday. If it's Friday for you, it is Friday for me currently, and that is the day of Aphrodite, Venus. Fun day. I normally don't work on this day, but last night I totally fell asleep really early, and yeah, so I'm here to have some fun this morning. So let's get straight into it. We have, for each channel song for today, it is Deus Erotas by Demonia Nymph, right? Hello, good morning. And the synchronicities for today, it's a ton, so bear with me here. The numbers were 211, 1212, 123, 1234, 311, 111, 1313, 333. Hi, good morning. 911, 411, 1414, 1551, 555, 7474, 4242, 811, 2121, 0707. And then I also got the movie Snatch. Periwinkle blue was also significant. Pink, Aphrodite. Eczema's significant. Someone has that. Lilacs, peonies. The anime My Dress Up Darling. The country Grease. Wednesday Addams, Transylvania, and Pastel Goth. That's everything I've got. Thank you. So let's get the dice for today and see what house this reading's going to be in. We have the 11th house for hopes and goals, dreams and wishes. So this is a reading about our hopes and goals. Let's see what sign it's in. Hello, Grand Rising, good morning. It's in the 1111. Ooh, manifestation. And that's in Aquarius. Beautiful. Dreams of something like different. Humanitarianism, the esoteric, being famous, being a star. Let's get into runes. Do it over here so you guys don't have your earbuds ruptured. What runes? Tell me more details on this. Hopes and dreams, hopes and goals in Aquarius. Hello, everybody. Hello. We have, looks like this is Lagus for intuition. Beautiful. And then we have, Ingvas for potential. Potential. Thank you for the roses. And then we have, you are Evas, transformation. Potential transformation of the intuition. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, somebody here, like I said, we have eczema. And then I also have this like sinus headache thing going on. Now for where I'm at, it's currently the time of the cedar fever where the juniper trees are being rude. So that could be relevant to somebody. But usually when you have headaches and stuff like that, or you have a small cold, that's usually ascension symptoms, meaning that we are upgrading in our intuitive senses at this time. Hello, hi! I'm getting into charms. I'm holding it as far away from y'all as possible because it's loud. We have, quite a lot, okay. Alright, looks like we have the little bell here. Bells usually represent clearing away negative energies, and it's in orange, so around our creativity and our sacral. Thank you. We have our intuition charm, so clearing away negative creative ventures, so intuitive ideas. Ooh, fun. So we may be getting some extra ideas at this time in the creative realms. We have what I call the this is what I represent, the charm that I consider the void. So we could also be going through a dark night of the soul, or just a current time is like a bit of a darker period, and we're learning how to navigate through that. And we have the rose quartz for self-love as well. Self-love. Cute. Pentacles. So this is also around, so it could be creative ideas. You could be someone who does creative things for work. It doesn't have to be, but it's around there. And we have this little conch. So Aphrodite shows up again. This is one of her signs. And you could also be someone who lives near the ocean. Yeah. Or someone who just really likes being near water. Whenever I see this little charm, it reminds me of when you would hold a seashell up to your ear to see if it sounded like the ocean. So it's kind of like you may be clairaudient as well. You may be someone who hears spirit. So very interesting. Potential transformation of our intuition, kind of nudging us, especially in the realm of manifestation with 1111, towards some creative ideas that may bring us money. I love that. I love that for you guys. We move stuff out of the way and get into tarot. Figure out what's going on with you guys today. What's going on with you guys? I am pulling out my yes/no cards. So here's how it works if you're new. At least for me. I don't require you to give me anything, okay? You don't have to pay me anything. You don't have to ask your question in chat. Nobody needs to know your personal business. All I ask is that you think your question while I'm shuffling and giving this collective reading, and as you think it, whatever I pull is your answer, okay? That's it. You don't have to put your business out there. You don't have to pay me. None of that. You just think it, and I will say, if you had a yes/no card or yes/no question, this is your answer. That's it. That's all I require of you. That's my compromise, because normally I don't like doing those. So, let's see what's going on with the collective. And as we continue this reading, as you continue watching, you may hear me repeat that sentence. I do apologize, but that's just for the new people. I know normally most people come in and they just ask a question or think they have to tip a tarot reader, and that's fine for those that it's for. That's not for me. So I may repeat myself, but don't worry about it. Oh, hello, Cubanita. I just saw 1111. So that again, what are you manifesting, friends? Are you manifesting some money? Have some big dreams here? Ooh, it's giving, it's feeling like I'm manifesting a soft life. I'm manifesting luxury. Right? Because I was totally going to do this in my pajamas. But I don't know, I felt like dressing up today. So, let's see. What's going on with the collective today? What's going on with the collective today? We already have something off the gate, and it's an 11. I love that. If you had a question in mind for yes or no, your answer is yes. And it's in Venus. It's in Venus, and today's the day of Venus. Beautiful. Venus in Libra. I get what I give. Reciprocal. So we're looking for justice. We're looking for reciprocation. Interesting. So we're working towards manifesting justice. 0909 adds up to 18. Tell me more. Justice. What kind of justice? Maybe we're currently going through a court process, and we're looking for a specific outcome at this time, a favorable outcome. It looks like we have sideways here. Whenever I see horizontal cards like this, that tells me that's our current energy, our current process, because it can go either or. We flip-flop through these energies, right? So first we have the Queen of Cups for another yes card. A choice based on sincere feelings. Dreams, empathy, occult interests, deep feeling, intuition, right? And in the reversed, that's like overgiving. Overgiving, fickleness, vanity, that type of thing, right? Someone who's over pouring their cup. So we're going back and forth here. And then we're also going back and forth in the realm of the Hermit. For I honor my spiritual self. Oh, this is a very intuitive reading today. So soul searching, just like looking for justice around who we give our time to. Solitude versus isolation, loneliness. Yeah, paranoia, reclusivity, withdrawal, antisocial, paralyzed by fear. So we're looking for justice around this. Where are all of my... Yeah, it's like... This is hopes and goals, so it could cover a lot of things, right? We're currently working towards money, so it's kind of feeling more like... Thank you, man, right? It's kind of feeling more like we're currently trying to figure out how to put our creativity towards bringing abundance in, bringing in our hopes and our dreams, but it feels like our current avenues may not be giving what we're not getting what we're giving. So we keep going back and forth. Interesting. Tell me more. Hi, welcome. Good morning. I hope you're all having a good day, a good morning, and if not, I hope it gets better from here on out. Because if you saw my face, whenever you leave, you should leave feeling lighter. That's what I say. Anybody who sees my face leaves feeling lighter. That's the whole point. Tell me more on what's going on with the collective right now. This back and forth on what we're putting our creative energies and our feelings into. Looking for justice. Another one. Scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset. Holding on to people, possessions, issues, deep-seated issues, hoarding, stinginess, control versus shedding the old. Back and forth. Back and forth. So you can see right here, we're flip-flopping between this energy as well. So we have the current of overgiving in one end versus being someone who's very empathetic, full of imagination and dreams, kind of going back and forth between soul-searching, self-reflection, introspection, contemplation, solitude versus isolationism. And this is holding on to things versus letting go of things. So we're there. We have a lot of... We're seeking our justice, and we're currently mulling over things. Oh, there's that intuitive card, the High Priestess. I told you, ooh, this is the intuitive crowd. Welcome. My inner knowledge is my best guide in all. Mystery, intuition, inner knowing. So that's kind of where we're at. We're trying to follow our intuition towards our justice. Interesting. As I said earlier, you don't have to give me anything if you're here for yes no's. I have this deck out. It has little yes no's maybes. I don't need to know your business, neither does the internet. You think the question, and as I pull for the overall collective message, whatever you see on these little cards here, that's your answer, okay? You don't owe me anything. You don't need to give me any money. Nope. You don't even need to put it out there in the chat. You just think it, and we'll see what you get. An intuitive nudge, mulling over things, going towards our justice. If you had a yes-no question, your answer is no, okay? I'm sorry if that's not the answer you wanted. I shine my light on the world around me, and my radiance attracts more success. So yeah, we're currently in a lack of enthusiasm, sadness. Hi! Yeah. We're currently here in this energy. Self-confidence. There's a self-confidence issue at the moment. So we feel like we're putting all this stuff, all this creativity, all this nurturing into things, but it doesn't feel like it's working. And it's kind of got us feeling like a little sad, understandably. Tell me more. Yeah, that makes sense with the dark night of the soul. It's like, what have I been doing this whole time? Who have I been putting my energy into? And what was the point? What was the point? Tell me more on what's going on with the collective at this time. Yeah, hopes and goals. What have I been doing this whole time? Another sideways card. We're going back and forth on, oh, haste. Should I jump in? Should I be more direct, more aggressive? Feeling impulsive, right? Should I make a quick switch on a dime? Should I quit my job? Should I end this thing? Should I do something that I haven't really thought about? Yeah, and there's this like fear of missing out too. Yeah. So these are the energies here. we're flip-flopping here too. So a lot of current going through, trying to decide. It's like I don't necessarily like where I am, but I feel like I'm missing out, so I feel like I have to do something. It's a very antsy, restless energy. Oh, I just noticed there was a card flipped over. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's like we know that there's more. There's creative ideas out there. There's love out there. Again, this is hopes and goals. So it covers a myriad of things. But it definitely is giving, like, there's more out there. Like, my creativity isn't fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm bored. I'm bored, and I'm not sure how to change that. Yeah, new beginnings, new relationships, new romance, love. This is also like new creative ideas. It's like divine creative ideas, intuitive ideas popping into the head. Yeah, it's like I just feel like I need to do something. I need to do something. This would be like a content creator who isn't quite sure how to, like, they just started out and they're not quite sure where their niche is or who their audience is, so they're just throwing everything out there, which can lead to creative burnout. And next thing you know, they run out of ideas, they're working too hard, and ends up in burnout. And then they feel like, what was the point? You know? Doesn't have to be that, but that is a feeling that I'm getting, is that I want my justice. I'm putting all this time and effort, all this creativity, I'm putting my passion into it, and it feels like I'm not getting what I should be getting. So I want to do something. I want to make quick changes. I want to leave. Maybe I should pivot. It's like super overthinking energy as well. While still trying to follow. It's like we're overthinking it, we're being really like, yeah, we're trying to figure out how to make it work, but we also have this intuitive nudge, right? Of like, I feel like I should keep doing it, but I don't know how to fix it. More? Yeah. Would changing things, right? Would an outpouring of ideas lead to better luck, lead to the outcome that I'm looking for, right? Good luck, fortune. So again, that justice. Or would it just lead to more of the same? More bad luck, more misfortune. So it's like we're feeling anxious and restless and we want to just do something. And yeah, it's like I need something to happen, so I just need to do something. Yeah, a fear of missing out. Yeah, it's feeling like, am I just wasting my time? Interesting. Tell me more, Spirit. The Hierophant. There's a maybe if you had a yes/no question. I know, we don't like the maybes. I choose which traditions I embrace and how I do it. So during this little journey here that we're going through, we have to learn how to balance the anxious feeling of I'm running out of time. Ooh, that's the vibe here. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. I need to do something. I need to make something happen. Kind of working through that feeling and letting the inspiration kind of flow. Oh yeah, because you can't rush creativity. Creativity is not something you can just mass produce. You can't do that. Yeah, and learning how to balance that desire to bring new things, like that motivation to bring new things out, and balancing that, balancing our creative ideas with this feeling of needing to meet a time schedule will help us get into our better luck, will make things turn around, and will bring us it's like figuring out your routine, what will work for you, right? Figuring out, because this is structures, traditions, so yeah, it's definitely giving, this is a brand new project, something that we're trying to bring forth, a hope, a goal that revolves heavily around creativity and intuition. but we are still a bit too concerned with whether or not it's bringing resources that we need and trying to make it happen faster, which is what is causing us to feel like it's not worth our time, that we're doing something wrong, that there's a hiccup here, when all we really need to do is figure out like what we want, right? What kind of traditions do you want? So in the realm of like content creation, that's just standing out to me very strong here. That would be like figuring out what you're actually going to put out, not necessarily yeah, it's more like you need to go with the flow more. Figure out what you want to put out instead of trying to just make stuff happen. Go with what feels good, what has you in the flow, instead of trying to force it, you know? That's kind of what I'm getting here, especially with the Venus and the Taurus, so we could be very stubborn about this as well. I need to do it just right. No, you need to do it your way. 21. Yeah, that's the cycle repeat. That's breaking the cycle. Instead of trying to make it fit a very specific, rigid structure or format, it's more of figuring out how to do it in a way that fits you instead of you fitting it. Yes. Tell me more on what's going on with the collective. And remember, if you have any yes/no questions, you don't have to give me anything. You don't have to put it in the chat. You just think it, and as I pull these cards, that will be your answer, okay? Tell me more, Spirit. What's going on with the collective? We have the Hanged Man. So again, sideways. Sideways. Yeah, we have a lot of, like, working through things. Thank you for the follows. So we're currently in the middle of a perspective shift, right? If you had a yes/no question, it would be in the realm of no. I know it's horizontal, but it's a no card. So yeah, there's this like feeling trapped, confined, self-limiting. Yeah, and then there's the discontentment, apathy, disinterest, and impulsiveness. Like I said, we're working through this perspective shift of feeling like we have to make things rigid. If it doesn't hit yeah, it would be like, okay, I need it to make this much in this amount of time. And if it doesn't, for whatever reason, I'm going to go to the next thing. No. Maybe you just need to change your approach. Maybe it would be better if you just flowed more instead of trying to make it rigid. You know, I need it to be absolutely perfect before I put it out. No, you don't. Yeah, very, very perfectionistic. I want my time to be, yeah, it's like, I want it to be worth my time. Interesting. Hi, welcome in, hi. Yeah, rest. If you had a yes/no question, your answer is no. I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear. More of that Libra. Lots of Libra and Taurus. Today's the day of Venus, so that makes absolute sense. Taurus and Venus. Taurus and Venus. Oh, okay. Taurus and Libra. Yeah, so fear, anxiety, stress, feeling overwhelmed, mental overload, needing solitude. We need a break. Someone here may also just need a pause, especially in the realm of Jupiter, right? Trying to get our fortune, trying to make things work, but we might be approaching burnout because we're trying to force it when we need to be in a flow state. If you are someone who is creative, you have to be in a flow state. You cannot force creativity, right? You have to learn how to be bored. You have to show up and you have to try, but ultimately creativity comes from flow. You can show up and you can do like small things, but if you're like, okay, I need to put out, for example, say you're someone who does a day in my life stuff, but for some reason you've decided that a day in your life means it has to look like this. Taurus got it. It has to look like this perfectly aesthetic, curated image instead of just being yourself, right? So every day is now exhausting because everything has to be beautiful and perfect before you even start, instead of just letting it flow and letting your own personal, like personality, letting your own personal touches come in, right? So yeah, especially if you're a writer. Okay, that's a great example. If you're a writer and you have some like writer's block, right? A good tip I've learned from other authors, right? Because I know authors, I write on the side as a hobby, is go to a different scene. Just write something different. Either write something else or write something different. Just take a bit of a break from that little chunk that's giving you issues and come back to it later, you know? And sometimes they say just write it as it is, let it be just gross and awful to just get something out, and then you can come back to it later. So you can either skip it entirely or just let it be what it is and come back. You're welcome. So tell me more, Spirit. To everyone who's just come in, who's new, I know that the tarot space is an interesting space here. I'm the type of reader, you don't need to give me anything at all. Right now, I have out my yes/no cards. You don't have to give me any kind of money. You don't have to even put your business in the chat. Hi, R. All that I really require from you is you think your yes/no question. And as I do this big collective reading, as I'm going into what the collective needs to hear today, any card I pull, that's your answer. All right, that's it. Just as you think it, if I pull it, that's your answer. That's all I need. Hi, Britt. Hello. Thanks for the follow. Oh my gosh. Good morning, R. Thank you for being here first thing in the morning. So yes, getting into the flow. If you have a creative block, pick something else. I know, really. Well, we have the upgrades in intuition, so yeah, like tuning into our intuition more. If you are frazzled and you feel like you just need a bit of a break, take the break, take the rest. I know we need to pay the bills, I know things need to be coming in, but honestly, the more, as a creative, the more you step into allowing yourself to rest and look for that inspiration, the easier it will be for it to come to you. It'll be easier to get into that flow state. And whenever you come up with those blocks, you can shift your focus elsewhere instead of worrying about just forcing it, because forcing creativity will not work ever. Oh yeah, so I did not get any sleep the night prior, and I had a lot going on yesterday. I had too much in my schedule. I overbooked myself, so I ended up falling asleep at like 9 p.m. and I woke up at 5 a.m. and went, oops, I need to go live. My collective needs me, so I'm here on my day off to give a message, but that's totally fine. So yeah, I feel so bad. Normally I'm here in the middle of the night giving messages, but that's alright. I'm going with what happened today. And I'm happy to see people here. I'm always happy to see you guys. Especially on the day of Venus. It's such a fun little vibe. So, taking that rest too. Definitely. I know none of us ever, I mean, I am also guilty of this. Feeling guilty about resting, not scheduling enough rest and breaks into our day-to-day. Like, we gotta do it, especially as creatives. I know it sucks, but we have to schedule that in. We're not robots. We gotta rest, we gotta be bored a little. Creativity only comes when you're bored, you know? Let's see. I do see some conflict in the background. Yep, that 5 of Wands. Yeah, that's that conflict of I need to be putting things out. I need to be constantly, no. No, friend. 5 of Swords. Defeat. Well, I love that. I love that, R. That means that you are actively tapping into your intuition and you're following it. You're listening. Welcome. Hi. Welcome to my life. So we have 5 of Swords. Yeah, the ego. This is the ego. Victory at a cost. Recklessness as well. So that would definitely be, if you had a yes/no question, that's your answer. That would be, yeah, Venus in Aquarius. So we had the Aquarius here as well. So trying to force the creativity, especially with our expression, the throat chakra. If you write, if you sing, if you speak, like you create content in some way, or you have a job that requires you to use your voice, whether written or aloud, it would be trying to force it. Trying to force it. Thank you for the repost. And thank you guys for the shares and the lives. I love y'all. Really, I do. So let's see. Yeah, it's like we feel like we have to. We have to force it. That's our ego. That's your ego talking, friend. This dark night of the soul that we're currently in, that is when we start realizing how our ego kind of triggers this fear of missing out and forces us into a burnout cycle. So we're like, well, if I don't show up and consistently do it, then I won't. It's like, if I don't, then I will somehow lose it. No, you won't. No, you won't. You're the creative person. You're the one with the brilliant ideas. What do you mean you're gonna lose it? No, you're not. Yeah, that's really chaotic and overwhelming. All those cards just flew out. Yeah, the judgment card. The wake-up call. Resisting the wake-up call. It's like, you already know with the crown chakra here. We already know with our self-doubt, lack of self-awareness, unwillingness to learn. It's that stubborn energy. The daily choices I make now align me with my life's purpose. So it's like trying to force it. Trying to force it, my little Taurus friends. Don't have to be Taurus, but we're definitely in that bull energy of I have to force it. No, you do not. Yeah, Spirit's like, no, you need to go sit down. You need to go rest. You need to take a second. You need to go be bored. Take a break. Do a different, like, if your job is ultimately creative, go do a creative hobby instead. But something that's like really easy on the mind, like paint by numbers, or something that's very easy that doesn't require a ton of creative input, but allows you to get some of that energy out, right? Because we have too much negative energy around our creativity, and we're being called to break away, get away the negative energy. Intuitive nudge. We could also not believe in our creative abilities. That's also here. There's this weird notion that you can't make a successful living while being, that you can't make money while being creative, that you can't provide for yourself by being creative. It doesn't make sense. Oh, that's lovely, R. Yeah, the 6 of Swords. Transition. Yeah. We're in this self-doubt and trying to force that to happen when we need to be leaving that thought process behind. We're not boarding the boat, so to speak, right? We want to get the healing out and we want to escape from this. That will also heal the heart so that we're not so hard on ourselves as well. Overcoming hardship. Deflated. Yeah, it's like Spirit wants you to leave that behind. They want you to get on the boat. Hello, friend. As I pull, you don't have to put your question in the chat. You don't have to give me anything. Think the question, and as I pull for the collective, that's your answer, okay? Oh, interesting, R. It seems like that's a message for you. I'm glad you're tapping into your dreams. The Empress. Because you're the Empress. There's that Taurus again. I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to somebody who's a Taurus because it's so strong. It doesn't have to be. But today's the day of Venus. Today's the day of Aphrodite. Right? That's Venus. right? And this would be very similar to Aphrodite. And then Taurus, which is all that energy. You see how she's not really worried about where she's going or what she's doing? She's chilling. She's hanging out here. That's fine if you're Virgo. Like I said, we're more than our sun sign. You don't have to be, but someone here is a Taurus or an earth sign. But yeah, creativity, nurturing, sensuality, beauty, femininity, art, harmony, all that, right? This is where we need to be. So we need to leave behind this aggressive haste towards putting out creative content. And I'm not talking about people who just get on TikTok, who are influencers. When I talk about people who are creatives, I talk about writers, artists, people who sing, people who do public speaking, like anything. You can be an architect and still be creative. It's anything that requires you to come up with ideas in order to like create something that hasn't been created before. It could even be like math equations, really. That all of that requires your creativity. But we're trying to force it. We're trying to force it to happen because we're worried that if we we're forgetting the part where you have to nurture the creativity. You have to be bored and get into the flow state. Trying to force the flow state. And Spirit's saying, no, we're being too rigid. We're not scheduling enough rest, enough breaks. We need to leave behind this notion that it's not okay to rest, that it's not okay to go do something else for a minute. Yep. The Empress and the Fool. If you had a yes, no question, your answer is maybe. I know we don't like hearing that, but that's what the card says. It's time to embark on a brand new beginning. Interesting. Lots of yellow, too, for self-confidence. Freedom, foolishness, idealism, youth, spontaneity. Yeah, this rigidity, like I said, it's giving, things have to be exactly right. They have to follow a specific formula. They have to look like this. When they don't, creativity is supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be messy. You're supposed to learn along the way. You don't start out perfectly tailored, figured out with all the beautiful branding and the embellishments. You don't have your script figured out. You don't have any of that figured out in the beginning. You learn it along the way, and it tailors. Like everyone's first project, first portfolio, first video is absolute mess. And it gets more refined as you like continue going and get more confident in yourself and figure out your routines, your traditions, what you like, what works for you and what doesn't, right? What keeps you in this creative flow instead of trying to force it. Like you'll find way more success when you start allowing yourself to just move at your own pace and not at somebody else's pace. So it's like, yeah, okay, I'll go with the author thing again since it was mentioned here, and since that's a creative venture. You're stuck on a few chapters in your book, you can't quite get it out, you got a creative block, so you skip that scene and you go write a different one, right? You put a little notation that I need to get back to here. You just put, for example, say it's like a super awesome fight because you're writing a fantasy novel. So you put here super awesome combat scene, and then you move on. You move on to the next like 4 chapters down or something like that. Or you go write something else. You go write something else entirely for a little bit and get like take your brain off the thing that's irking you and go over here. And go do that for like a few hours and then try to come back, you know? Try to come back to it. Because there's nothing wrong with allotting time for that, but if it's causing you issues, put your creative energy elsewhere. You'll notice that shifting your focus off the thing that's stressing you out and moving over here will kind of allow you to take a break mentally. And then when you come back, you'll be a bit more refreshed. And if you're creative, look at other creative things. So for that example, if you're looking for epic combat scene, go watch other things that have combat. That'll draw some inspiration in, you know? Especially if it's like fantasy, go watch some, I don't know, Game of Thrones or things like that, and like look at the combat scenes, and then that might spark some juices, you know? Like, just take a break. Take a break. Just a little one. Yeah, take a break, take a nap. Especially if you're a Taurus. Look, all I know is that if you're a Taurus, a long bath or a nap usually solves the problem. If you had a yes/no question, your answer is no, okay? I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear. Yeah, because right now we're currently unhappy. Yeah, we don't have that security or stability at the moment, which kind of freaks us out, our stability, and that kind of leads us into this, oh my god, I have to make something happen. I have to force it. I have to figure out, yeah, because if I don't force it, I'm going to miss on the stability. Yeah, it's like the starving artist thing. If I don't sit down and paint a picture, I won't make money, which is true, yes, but if you force the art, you're going to run into more creative blocks, and then it will destroy your creativity. It's better to just take a moment and put your focus elsewhere for a little bit. What else? Yeah, like I said, I had this like really antsy, restless feeling. I don't have enough time. I can't afford to wait. Yeah. What are you talking about? Humans live an average of 75 years. You got time. You got time. You got some time. You can, yes, you can take that break. You can go take a nap, okay? You can take a nap, you can go take a 20-minute walk, you can take a small 15-minute break, okay? Yes, you can. You got 75 years of life. You'll be all right. That's just average. You can be more than that, a little less, I don't know. But you have time. 15 minutes is not gonna, all it's gonna do is help. It's gonna help you. Alright, if you had a yes/no question, your answer is yes. But there's that apathy again. Regret, missed opportunities, focusing on the negative. Yeah, we're focusing on the negative a little bit here. Yep, frustration and focusing on the negative. So it's like, oh, I can't write the scene, which means I'm not a good writer. You know? Why, hello, friend, chosen one. You do not have to put those questions in the chat. I don't ask that of you. I don't need to know your business. You don't owe me any money. You don't owe me the follows. You don't owe me any of that. You think your question, as I pull, that's your answer, okay? But it is cool that you asked that because we are in the realm of creativity today. So, I feel like this will align with you, friend. This is one big collective, so. But yeah, like we're currently, like we're focusing on this. Meanwhile, Spirit's trying to give us those intuitive nudges, but we're not paying attention because we're over here worried about this. We're worried about that. I have a block. My ideas aren't working. Oh, well, take a break. Take a break so they can give you, like, take your focus off of it so Spirit can help you get those creative ideas. Tell me more. If you had a yes/no question, your answer is no. Alright? I apologize if that's not what you want to hear. Yeah, you could be learning, you could be hearing from people some bad advice. Interesting. Yeah. This thought process could come from someone who was always down in the dumps, drowning in their emotions. Whenever I see the King of Cups here, it could be, yeah, people who said you have to, advice from other people in the realm of creativity that kind of are in it to look out for themselves. They give you bad advice. They tell you that you have to force it. So then when we're in this focusing on the negative, we draw back on that and we kind of live in that negative mindset. Also, watch out for like fraud and schemes at this time. Like, I just noticed that in here, like scheming and fraud. So like, just be careful of that. If there are people who are like trying to offer courses or anything like that designed around helping you improve your creative business, I would be very careful about that and just read over those things, all right? And that's also a reminder for me in here, in case anyone in the comments comes in and they're telling you, message me for a reading on blah, 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 blah. Readers don't message you for readings, all right? Ever. No. People who actually do tarot readings, who actually want to provide that service for you, will never message you. They'll never pop in and be like, I tapped into your energy and I felt drawn to give you a reading. No, that's a scammer, okay? If they at you in the comments saying, message me for yada yada yada, they're a scammer, all right? Don't listen to those people. They don't have your best interest in mind. Tarot readers wait for you to come to them. Let's see. Yeah, we have money issues. That's why. We're currently not, the money's not coming in. The money is not matching. I mean, that makes sense. We're trying with that budgeting card, and this one is the generosity too, that over-giving energy. It's like we're pouring that in because we're trying to make the abundance come in, and it's not quite there yet. So now we feel like we have to force it, and that's kind of like it's like a fulfilling prophecy. It's a fulfilling cycle because we don't put out our best work when we're forcing it. Girl, I know. Same. Yeah, it's like I need for the money to come in, so I need to put something out. But now I can't, like, because I'm so worried about whether or not I'm going to be able to pay my bills, my creativity is stunted a little bit. Because now I'm stressed out about needing to make something that will bring money in, you know? That energy. So I could see why we're kind of having a bit of a problem here. It makes sense. It's absolutely valid to feel that way. It makes total sense. It's justified, right? Because people gotta eat. You gotta eat. You gotta sleep. You need a house. You need running water. You gotta pay your bills. So of course you don't wanna sit on your laurels and try to wait for the inspiration to come to you. You're like, yeah, okay, I could be sitting down. It would make sense to feel guilty about sitting down. Yeah. Because I could be creating and possibly bringing money in. But every time I sit down to create, I draw a blank. I can't, it won't come out. My work isn't as good as it should be, and that's causing more money issues because people aren't interested. People aren't interested, or like, say it's like one of those types of jobs where you're a public speaker, or it doesn't always have to be like art, but you just don't show up the same at work, and that causes issues. I'll do 3 more on what it is, because I'm pretty sure I'm tapped in here. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, I want stuff to come out. It's like I feel impatient. It's like you're taking your creative self and you're putting it in the chair and you're poking it with a stick and you're going, come on. Do the thing. Do the thing. Give me the inspiration. That's funny. How many more? 3 more cards. Yeah, I need a design. I need a concept. I need it to come out right now. Because what if this is the thing that makes me the stability that I need, that brings in that high-paying client, that gets me the extra hours or the promotion? What if that's the thing? And I'm over here wasting my time, you know? Yeah, that kind of feeling. I gotcha. Thank you for the rose. Let's see. Yeah, it's taking a frustratingly long amount of time because I'm sitting here shuffling the cards and they're being quiet. That resistance. Feeling impatient. We got the message, Spirit. Some more guidance here on what's going on. There we go. We're working towards leaving behind the mental cage. Like I said, we had a resistance to it of being trapped in the feeling the need to force it. Feeling guilty about taking breaks. Ah, yes. If you had a yes-no question, your answer is actually yes. It is yes unless whatever it is keeps you in this. If it keeps you in this feeling, it's a no. But it's a yes if it frees you from that feeling, okay? Yeah, like Spirit's trying to liberate you from this because they're like, no, friend. You're being a little stubborn. 2 more, please. Yeah. There's that no. Shattered dreams, nightmares. Yeah. That's kind of where we're at the moment, right? It's definitely affecting, the I feel. Our sacral chakra. It's like I'm able to do these creative things. I have these beautiful ideas, but it's not coming out the way that I want, and that's very frustrating. So then it makes you kind of second guess yourself, being like, am I even worth it? You know, like, is this even worth my time? Should I be doing something else? Should I pivot? Should I go away from it? Yeah. Oh, I gave you 2 more. All right. 2 no's. 2 no's. Okay. Yeah, this needs to end. Because every time we get into that energy of questioning our own ability of being creative simply because we've run into creative blocks, or we feel like we have to force that creativity, that blocks our finance, our stability, our abundance, right? There's that Taurus again. I'm telling you, whenever we step into that stubborn, I have to force it, I have to do it this way in order to get creative, it causes blocks. Yeah, the delayed success, because we're forcing it. We're not showing up, putting our best work out there. Spirit says it's time to end that. It's time to put a stop to it, right? I'm willing to let go of a past version of myself. Yeah, because we learned this from somewhere, that you have to just it's that feeling of, well, in order to be successful as a creative, you have to just show up and constantly be able to put out every day. You have to be a fountain of creativity, forgetting the part that in order to foster creativity, you have to be bored. You have to draw inspiration from somewhere. Creativity requires inspiration. You can't be inspired if you're if you're not looking for inspiration. So, interesting. They want you to end that. Transition. Yeah, because that thought process is not helping you. It's just causing more problems. So, let's get into why you need to hear this at this time with the lovely Soul Tarot. Let's see. Why you need to hear this at this time. Because we're aware. I have creative blocks. Things aren't quite, no matter what I do, it's like I'm running into when am I going to get that success? Thank you for being here, Art. I hope you sleep well and have a good rest of your day. Let's see. Why do we need to hear this at this time, Spirit? Why do they need to hear this at this time? Thank you for the lights. Why do they need to hear this at this time? 444. We really want that stability. Oh, they gave you a bunch of cards. 4 of them, in fact. That's funny. Okay, first we have the devil, because we're sabotaging ourselves. Just point blank period. This is a self-sabotaging cycle. Trying to force that creativity, trying to force it into being, is self-sabotage. That is a repeating cycle of yours that is causing the not achieving your goals. Because a lot of times when you run into creative blocks, that can also end up being, it starts with frustration, and then it turns into burnout, and then it turns into procrastination, which then leads to missing opportunities and stuff like that, because we're dreading sitting down and starting because we know it's going to be hard, instead of just shifting our focus for a little bit. King of Swords. So yeah, we're very much in the logic. Too much logicking, not enough creativity. We're trying to approach it from a very, like I said, we feel like we have to just continuously output without any input. We never turn off the producing machine, you know? The Four Cups. And yeah, that just leads us more into that apathy. We're frustrated with ourselves, and that's causing this. It's causing us to self-sabotage because we're operating from a logical standpoint. We're operating from, I need to force it to happen. Yeah, Six of Pentacles, instead of getting into the balanced give and take of I need my output and my input to be on the same level. To keep my creativity going, I must also be grabbing inspiration from other sources. I can't just be continuously putting stuff out. Why else do I need to hear this at this time? Because these are beautiful ambitions, you know? We want to bring that success in, and it's possible. We're very much in our intuition. We're manifesting. We're trying to make it happen. But we do have this, I can't rest, I can't take a break, I can't move my focus away. I have to just sit here and force it. Oh, 666, interesting. It's a number of balance. Yeah, harmony. That adds up to 18, so 9 for Hermit. Doing a little bit of that introspection. Every time you try to force that creativity, you are betraying yourself. You're betraying yourself because you're not stepping into flow. You're not allowing yourself the time to be bored, to be inspired. I'm glad it resonates, friend. Yeah, it's like and then we feel bad. We're like, oh, well then I must not be very good at it. I must not be creative. I must not be talented. No, you just need a nap and to do something else for a little bit. That's it. That's all you need. We're not giving ourselves nearly enough grace. Yeah, and that's the internalized pain. Betraying ourselves and making it hurt worse. I'm not very good at what I do. I'm not very talented. I'm not capable. And then we're hurting our own creativity. Because we're like, yeah, Knight of Pentacles. Even though we're consistently putting in the effort. And just so y'all know, the Knight of Pentacles may be the slowest card in the deck. He may be the slowest knight in the deck. But he's plugging in. He will always succeed as long as he's consistently showing up and he's consistently trying his best. Every time. You can hear my little grandfather clock. That's for the number 10 cycles. And we have the moon in reversed. Confusion. Yeah, confusion. That leads to confusion and fog as well. Because, yeah, that's that creative block. Why can't I make this happen? I'm putting in all this work, but it's not happening. It's because we're approaching it from the wrong standpoint, right? We're going at it way too much in our logic space. creativity is not meant to be that way. Yes, even if it is in a logical field, right? Science, math, STEM, right? Even if it is in a more logical based field, you still require creativity. And if you're going at it from the only thing I can do is show up and force it, then you're going to have a really rough time. Thank you for being here, everybody. Yeah, and I see 1001, mirroring energies. So it's like we're working towards, this current transition is working towards completing that cycle and starting over. So it's like taking a moment and looking at ourselves and going, okay, well, what's the problem? What am I doing wrong here? Right? Where's the disconnect? And this will lead you towards approaching it different, trying something new. Cutting through the fog, so to speak. Yeah, we're a little lost. Why else do they need to know this at this time? Seven of Cups. Yeah. A little bit of overwhelm. Too many options. Thank you for the follow. Too many options, too many choices. So it could also be, like I said earlier when I said that we might have some bad advice. We're trying to figure out how to get over creative blocks, how to bring in more creativity. And there's too much information out there and it's a little overwhelming. And it leads to more of this confusion and a little bit more of this mind fog. Of, okay, yeah, this would be like trying to figure out, okay, how do I get over writer's block? And then you hear like 5 different sources, not even 5, like 400 different sources on how to get over a writer's block. And a lot of them are just forcing it instead of telling you to go write something else, go read a book that's in the same genre in order to kind of give you some ideas. You know, go consume other creative content in order to get yours going, you know? They're like, no, just sit in front of your blank paper and try to regurgitate it out. It's like, no, go watch something else, go read something else, go look at something else that's in the same area to inspire you, because creativity comes from inspiration. Go look at nature, you know, go do something, go be bored, let your mind wander. Instead of trying to just sit there and stare at it and hope that it'll just come out of thin air, you know? 6 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, we don't feel like we're getting the recognition that we should be, right? I'm not getting, despite all the work that I'm putting out, despite all the effort I'm putting in, I'm not getting the recognition I should be getting. I feel like I'm worth what I'm asking for. I feel like I'm worth this, like, I feel like I should just be doing better than I am. Thank you. Move that little puzzle piece to keep the light on. There we go. Yeah, and that hurts your creativity. The Page of Cups is all about creativity, the brand new ideas. I'm not getting the recognition, and that hurts my creativity. Which makes sense. If you're over here busting your butt, putting out all this stuff, and you're not getting your promotion or your raise, or your stuff's like not selling, or you're not getting any more followers and stuff, that would hurt your confidence. Because it's like, sometimes we get too attached to the metrics part, instead of recognizing that by you creating, it was worthy of existing. Like, it's a beautiful thing, you put it out there in the first place, you know? You made something that wasn't there before. That's reason enough to celebrate. So let's see. Yeah, and resisting that perspective change. Because we had that earlier. Being a little stubborn. Right? Being just a little bit stubborn. And we need to swap our perspective around forcing ideas. What else? 7 of Swords and Death. Yep. Putting aside, so ending those things, ending that manipulative energy. It's like trying to manipulate it, following the same cycle, the same narrative that we have to force it, putting an end to it. Okay? Putting an end to it. You don't gotta follow that. You don't gotta follow that narrative. at all, actually. Yeah, it's like we're coming clean too, because the Seven of Swords reverse can also represent things coming to light. Things that we don't really recognize about ourselves, like, oh, I've just been doing it this way, and maybe that's been impacting me negatively, right? Just having that moment, a little bit of clarity, and figuring out, okay, well, if this hasn't been working, what can I do different? Okay, that's way too much. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, looking over things and going, okay, well, this pattern has not been working, so what can I change here? What can I change here? Because clearly the pattern that I'm currently following is not providing me the inspiration and the motivation that I'm looking for. It's not. Yeah, we have the Eight of Wands too. And the Eight of Wands is, yeah, I want things to move faster. I'm already putting in that work. I need things to move faster. But the pattern that I've been doing, as I look at my life and all the efforts that I've put in, have not been kindling that motivation and that desire. So what do I need to change? How should I change how I've been going about it? Because my current pattern is not working. I've already put away my yes/no cards, friend. I'm not answering those at this time. Let's see. Why else do they need to know this at this time, Spirit? Thank you for the likes, though. I do appreciate it. Oh, that slapped the Ten of Swords like off the field. The Five of Cups, yeah, because we're disappointed and in regret. Yeah, I'm disappointed. It's not really working. This pattern is not working. So what can I change about it? A Star for healing. Current energy. Rachel, I'm not doing yes/no's at this time. I've already put those cards away. Thank you for asking, though. And I hope you find your answer. The Star card here. The Star represents Aquarius, which we've already had. It represents healing. In the reverse, it would be not healing. Humanitarianism, that type of thing. Fame. But sideways, it's like that's the point where we're at. Trying to find our healing, but first we need to go and look at how our routine around our creativity, around bringing our ideas to life, figuring out where we have things disconnected. Thank you for the likes. 8. Karma, power, strength. Yeah. And last one for this little section here before I move into the next part. Yeah, try to force it and all the cards kind of fly out. Hey, hi! So that's a lot of cards, but they fell on the floor, so they're important. So first we have more transitionary energy of finding out what to work with, right? So we have this looking for our healing, trying to figure out what routines we're doing to foster creativity and how we're kind of, where the disconnect is, because it's currently trying to force it and that's not really helping us. We have a Page of Pentacles here as well. So trying to work with that in order to bring in that little bit of abundance, okay? Trying to figure that out. And then we have 3 more cards here. Lots of 3s, which is the number of creativity. The Queen of Swords, whatever you find, be super honest with yourself first and foremost. What am I doing that's causing this issue? What am I doing that's causing this issue? And then stop doing that. The Queen of Swords cuts things out. She's super fair, she's super honest. She's very much to the point, and if she finds what it is, she's quick to cut it out. If it is causing harm to her, she's quick to get it out of her life. Okay? We have the High Priestess as well. Stop ignoring your intuition. Your intuition's trying to help you out, all right? And we have the Knight of Wands as well. Okay. Don't be reckless either. Don't just dive in for the sake of diving in. The impulsivity, what you're currently wanting is trying to pivot, trying to force it, trying to make it happen. No, that's not going to help you out. That's just going to lead you to more problems. Okay? So get honest with yourself. Figure out how you're kneecapping your own creativity by trying to force things. So figure out where you're trying to, are you showing up every day and forcing yourself to write for 8 hours without proper breaks? You should probably stop doing that. Figure out how to give yourself proper breaks. Figure out how to give yourself the chance to look at other creative content in order to gain inspiration. Okay, that's going to help you out because your current pattern is just driving you around in circles. All right, and I know you know that because we've already talked about how you're not sure if your venture in your creative realm is working out for you. So it's because your current routine around creative ideas is the problem. Okay? And you don't need 500 different sources to tell you what the correct routine is. Feel it out. You're creative, you're an intuitive. Feel it out. Feel it out. If your current routine's not working, do something else. Okay. Let's get into what you need to do about it at this time. Because, yeah, things are in a box. Being a little restrictive on our own creativity. Let it out. You don't need it to be in a box. Okay? Creativity is something that should come, it should be messy, it should just come out naturally, it should not be restricted. And yeah, we want to know what to do about it because we have our what, we have our why. Those are very vague, they're overarching concepts. We want some practical advice here. So, let's see, with my beautiful Mythos Tarot, what they need to do about it at this time. Some practical advice on how to handle this issue with forcing creativity. Trying to force ideas. What do they need to do about it at this time, Spirit? Thank you. Oh yeah. Step into your inner authority. Alright. With Zeus here. So it's time to figure out for yourself what routines are and are not working. Okay? Like I said, you don't need someone else to tell you the perfect schedule, the perfect routine to get those juices flowing, to get the ideas coming in. You need to feel it out, and then you need to figure out what works for you and make your own decisions on that front. Okay? Because the Emperor is all about inner authority, inner power, you know, going off of what feels good for you and then standing on business, you know? What else do they need to do about it at this time, Spirit? Let things be a little messy. My cards are going a bit all over the place, so that's there as well. Let this idea that you have to force it die. Just let it go. Let that foundation fall. It's not serving you. Okay? The Tower there. The Tower often represents resisting the Tower from happening. Let that foundation fall. It's not working. It's not helping you. So stop doing it. It's a user error. What else do they need to do at this time? The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is usually like leaving something behind, so they're telling you to not leave behind your current. So if you're thinking, oh, do I need to just do a whole new thing? The answer is no. No. Because if you're working at a job that allows you to be creative, if you're an entrepreneur, those types of things, and you've been wondering if it was even worth it and if you should leave, the answer is do not leave. Okay? Like I said, you're still talented, you're still very creative. The problem is your routine. That's all that needs to change. Okay? It has nothing to do with your self-worth. It doesn't mean you're not talented. We just need to change our routine. We just need to incorporate more breaks and get more into the flow state. Tell me more on what they need to do at this time regarding this. Some more practical advice. Justice! Balance it out. The very beginning, we got the Justice card. So I'm trying to see here. Yeah, decisions needed to maintain balance. So yeah, figure out what you need. Figure out how to balance the input and the output. What are you doing in order to help drive your creativity? Right? What are you doing in order to feel inspired? How are you cultivating your ideas? Are you consuming other creative content? Are you looking at other inventions? Are you looking at other ideas in order to spur your own, to get you thinking? Or are you just showing up and trying to think something up out of thin air with no how are you showing up in that realm? Balance those scales out. Allow yourself the breaks as well. Confirmation. I just got a notification. Let's see. Especially if you're someone who does Instagram, breaks are needed, and looking at other profiles in the same niche will give you more inspiration. The 10 of Pentacles. This will lead you to that 10 of Pentacles, right? In order to drive that in, balancing the scales, that will put us back into that practical, grounded energy, right? More in the flow of things. Instead of forcing stuff, we're in a gentler flow state. More of that earth energy. The 10 of Pentacles is she starts out going this direction. The 9 of Pentacles is the mini Empress, but the Queen of Pentacles, or the 10 of Pentacles, excuse me, is like the legacy and all of that. So if we're trying to bring that in, we're going to have to make those changes. Yeah, and the left side of my nose was itchy, which tells me that's definitely the feminine side, our creative, nurturing side. That's funny. Who is this? Queen of Cups. Yes, much more into our creative nature. So we definitely need to get into that energy. I mean, really, that's what we're trying to do. But in order to do that, we have to stop operating from forcing it. We really do. So there's something in your routines. We need to do more self-care, surround ourselves with more artistic things, surround ourselves with more inspiration in order to give us that creativity. Do more things that cultivate creativity. Put us in that flow state. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, the 9 of Swords as well. So the anxieties here. And to work on our anxiety, right? We need to work on this, because this is what drives us to try to force things. This is what drives us to try to feel like we're not really worth it, you know? We need to put some work on this, because this is also part of the problem. I'm not saying you're going to heal overnight. I'm not saying you're going to cure yourself of it, but there's definitely a masculine wound with the right side of the nose. There's a wound around our masculine, around our own inner confidence, around our own motivation, around how secure we feel within ourselves as well, our ambitious go-getter energy that says that we have to force everything. If we don't show up that way, we're going to somehow miss our success. Any more? I don't know why today. Oh, because I got eczema. I was gonna say, I don't know why today I keep getting like itchy, but eczema was one of the synchronicities for today. Yeah, and let go of the self-sabotaging behaviors, right? The devil is the card of self-sabotage, because currently we are self-sabotaging. Every time we try to force it, that is self-sabotage. If we come at creativity from a space of lack, we will create nothing. because creativity requires abundance energy to come out. And Two of Pentacles, yeah, get your priorities straight, balance things out, figure out what works for you, balance out the input and the output. That will help you out. Thank you, Spirit. Yep. Also, let go of any competition. If you're looking at other people's content and you're comparing yourself to them, or you're trying to keep up with them, that's not needed. It's not necessary. That's just causing more problems. Okay? You don't need to keep up with other creators either. Okay? What you bring out into the world, your audience will find you, your niche will find you, your success will find you. You do not have to force it. You do not have to have it look like somebody else's. Yours is perfectly fine, okay? Welcome in, hi. What else do they need to do about it at this time? Sideways. Oh, yeah. And, leave this behind, this Five of Coins energy. This is the goddess of suffering. It's the poverty card. It's the victim mindset. It's feeling left out, ostracized. So every time you sit here and you go, oh, it's me. It's specifically me. I'm not allowed to be creative. The universe won't let me be creative. No. Like I said, that's not the issue. The issue is how we're cultivating our creativity and our ideas. Okay? That's the issue. We're trying to make it happen when we need to be balancing our energy here. Allowing ourselves to rest, allowing ourselves to come in and bring that in. And the star! Yeah, once we get over this little hiccup here, that will bring in that healing with the Nyx, right? That will bring in the healing. That will help us kind of heal that wound, which will put us more into the creative flow state and help us achieve our goals. Because we're too much in the fear mindset. 1, 2, 3. Moving along the path. Slowing down is also needed. And there's the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So that will bring in that transformation, right? That transformation. Letting go of the Five of Pentacles energy. Letting go of the feeling that you're not allowed to be creative, that you're being punished for some reason around your ideas, around your goals, that you don't deserve them. That will bring in your healing, and that will lead to the transformation of being the one who's super creative, the manifestation queen, full of ideas, motivation, inspiration, that type of thing. Okay, we just need to heal that, and that will help us release the expectations as well. That'll release those burdens that have been plaguing us a bit around bringing new ideas in, around bringing in, yes, trying to force that creativity. That will help, because now we won't feel like we have to continue pushing. We won't feel guilty for resting. We'll know that it's part of the process. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, and it's okay if you are kind of leading forward and trying to make choices regarding that routine. It's all right to do it with your eyes closed. It's okay to follow your intuition. It's okay to not know what the correct answer is. It's absolutely fine, okay? Like I said, if you're a creative, nothing has to be perfect. It's supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be learning as you go and refining the process. All right? Let's see, what else do we need to do at this time regarding this? Temperance, yeah, more of that balancing energy. So it's just a balancing of that energy. All right, balancing rest, balancing productivity, balancing the input of creative ideas versus the output of creative ideas. All right, once you start balancing that, it will lead to a much more, not only will you be happier because you'll be more rested, you'll be able to get into the creative flow, but because you're showing up rested and brimming with ideas, that will lead you to put out better work, right? That'll lead you to putting out what you need in order to attract more clients, to attract the abundance that you're trying to get, because we're not coming at it from the anxious lack perspective. Now we're coming at it from that calm flow perspective that allows for the creativity. A very different energy, because we're trusting the process. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else, Spirit? Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, watch out for people watching you who may make little quips and comments on the side, right? They're not telling you the truth, okay? That's not what we're supposed to be doing here. We're not supposed to be paying attention to other people telling us how a process should be working. Okay? Especially if they offer critiques that you didn't even ask for. Watch out for those. Because they'll be the type who will kind of keep you in that energy. They'll be the type to make the little quips. Don't worry about that, okay? That's not your problem. So yeah, watch out for the scammers. Watch out for the people who are like, I know how to tell you how to get creativity quick. I know what you can do. I can help you here. No. Because they're going to give you a bunch of BS. Alright? Yeah, especially if you're a content creator and you have someone come in and say you're a smaller creator. If someone comes in and tells you, I can help you get more viewers, I can help you with this, with that. No, they don't have your best interest in mind, okay? No. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, if they give you any offer, any type of offer, saying that they're going to help you gain more abundance, gain more money, gain more clients and stuff like that, no, it's BS. No, it's not going to amount to anything. So just pay attention to that, okay? Welcome in. Thank you. What else do they need to do at this time, okay? What else do they need to do at this time? I don't know why I said okay after that. Let's see. Oh, there's a call to be still. I just noticed how quiet it was. So there is a call to be still at this time too. So yeah, that rest is needed. Being still is needed just to like quiet the mental chatter, other people's opinions and stuff, to get back to like what actually inspires you. Quiet the noise. Even if it makes you a little bit anxious, it's okay. Yeah, because like for some reason I'm sitting here going, oh man, this is taking forever, but that's fine. Four of Swords. Yeah, that antsy, restless energy. Yeah, so anybody who offers you that, no, it's going to be more of the same, because they're going to tell you that you're going to have to do things a very certain way, and that's just not it. No, that's not how we do creativity. No. If you're creative and someone comes up and gives you like I can help you get this amount of followers, I can help your invention reach more of an audience, I can help you with this, I can help you with that, but you have to change everything that you are. The same thing with like singers and stuff like that. You need to change all this about your appearance, you need to show up this way. No, don't listen to them, okay? This is just like a little warning here to just watch out for those people, because it's going to it's a small offer that's just going to lead you antsy. It's not going to amount to anything. All right, you can naturally find your own routine to cultivate your creativity, allow you to come in with the flow state, allow you to put out your ideas at a much more consistent pace without feeling like you have to force it. You don't need someone else to help you, okay? You just need to figure out what feels good. You need to figure out how to balance your rest and productivity, and how to remember to balance consuming creative content for inspiration and outputting, okay? Putting out creative ideas. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, that balance, that give and take, that will lead you. Yeah, that will help you, because it will help you look at your life and see, like, I mean, she's gorgeous, first of all, but having that balance moving forward, feeling it out as you go, will help you to be able to look at your life and go, okay, this doesn't work, okay, that works, this works, and apply it. Okay? Oh, thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Look at your... Yeah, okay. I was about to say, why would they tell me that? I saw the Three of Swords, which is like internalized pain. And I'm like, I doubt they're telling you to internalize more pain. But we see the Queen of Swords here right after that. And the Queen of Swords is like... She's, as I said earlier, she's the ultimate cutting things off if it's not serving you. Looking at what hurts and removing it. So it's like when you are pulling weeds out of a garden, or taking dead flowers off of a flowering bush. Getting rid of the things that you're doing that continue to hurt, right? Cutting it out. Looking at your life and going, okay, this isn't working, boop, gone. All right, this is working, that stays. This is causing more problems, gone. We're not doing that anymore. Yep, being very, very honest about it. Getting down to the very minute and going, all right, is this helping me or hindering me? Is this helping me get into the flow state, or is this causing me more anxiety? All right, no more of that. Yeah, and if you're the person who is currently like looking at other creatives and comparing your stuff, stop following those creatives. If it makes you feel like you need to be the same, don't follow those ones. Don't consume their content. You want to be inspired, not pulled into comparison. We'll do two more. Last two. Last two for what they need to do about it at this time. Thank you. Four of Wands. So yeah, finding that stability. This is the transitionary period. The Four of Wands is usually like foundation, stability, security. So finding that stable routine, finding that stable method of helping you balance that out versus the instability. So just figuring that out. Just little by little, figuring out what works, what doesn't, paying attention. Last one, Spirit, on what they need to do at this time. And 6 for the Lovers. Yeah, more of that balancing energy. Like, this is just all balancing. Balancing. Last one. And definitely a call to slow down. We're going a little too hard. A little too hard. The Lovers popped out with Aphrodite. That's funny. Okay. Balancing that out. Balancing it out, and that will lead to the creative ideas. Okay? Because the Lovers isn't just romantic. It's the same energy as the Devil energy, just the opposite side. So it's the balancing of the masculine, go-getter, ambitious drive versus the feminine, creative, nurturing side, right? So balancing those two out so that they're on the same page will lead to the creative ideas, will lead to the inspiration. Alright? I mean, it was mainly repeating itself, but that's fine. Yes, and that will lead you to your success with the King of Coins. That will lead you there. Yay! That will lead you to it, because now you'll feel more confident within yourself. You'll feel more stable. You'll be bringing in the ability to continue. Like, your routine will help you. It will be like a little infinity loop. It will balance out really nice and will bring you what you're trying to call in. So I'm being called to go into the Oracle advice cards, but before I do that, I always put a summarized video of my super long lives up after the live. But to do that, I need to do a quick recap right here. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to lift a finger, you don't have to give me anything. All I ask is for a moment of patience, and once I'm done with the recap, we'll go straight into Oracle advice, and I will release you into the wilds. So, thank you for your patience. So, that's the recap. Hi, have a good weekend, Taylor. Thank you to everyone who has stayed. Thank you for your patience. Let's get into the Oracle advice cards. So, feeling spirit animal deck, so we'll go into that. I find these helpful because they have little animals on them for further confirmation, and they also have sentences to help you think. To help you think on it a little bit. Let's get into the advice. Spirit, let's ease their fears and anxieties, soothe their worries, and give them some advice on how to proceed forward, some clarity. Anybody who sees my face, anyone who shows up in my lives, or watches any videos that I post, Spirit, I ask that they leave feeling lighter, that you remove the burdens from them, so that they can continue forward feeling lighter. Oh, you too, friends. Happy Friday. That they can feel lighter and just happier, a little more creative, a little more good vibes. Thank you, Spirit. So, some advice for my collective. That's my number one goal, by the way, is that when people see my face, I like to think of myself as the campfire before the final boss. That's my goal, is to be the campfire. While you're in your little void, in the darkness and the void, I'm chilling here, I'm the little campfire. Rest your weary head to gain the motivation to go forward and defeat the final boss. That's what I want. So, the miracles are endless, right? 15 is the devil card in traditional tarot. So when I see it here, that means that one of our self-sabotaging habits is that we feel like we have to work so hard. Oh, wonderful. We feel like we have to work so hard because we feel like what we want does not want us. That's not true. It's right here. What you want does want you. You do have unlimited creative potential. You can bring your success in, okay? Beautiful. You can bring that success in, okay? That's totally fine. Like I said, you're perfectly talented at what you do. You are creative. You have a lot of talent. You're doing just fine. The problem is not you're inherently bad at it. It just is we need to adjust our routine at allowing ourselves to rest, to consume things that give us inspiration, so that we can put our best work out there. That's the only issue, okay? It's just there's an adjustment needed in our routines. Thank you, Spirit. The Deer Spirit in reversed, that 18 for the moon card in reversed again. Bring a gentle touch. Be kind to yourself. You're not a robot. You can't just mass produce creativity. You know, like I said, that balancing of input versus output, remembering that it's okay. You have cycles of constant ideas being on fire, you know, like things just coming out constantly and putting out a ton of stuff, and then you have to have the lull period. It's okay. It's part of the process, because usually when we go in the lull period, that's when we need to be refilling our reserves. That's when we need to be looking out and searching for that inspiration. You can't just keep putting it out there, pouring from that empty cup. That's not how that works. You gotta refill it. Taking care of yourself. You know? Well, that one fell on the floor. That's a big message. Believe in yourself. Need I say more? This one doesn't really require an explanation. Like I said, sitting here going, I'm not putting out ideas, I'm not creating, my work isn't that great, I'm not getting paid enough for it, so clearly I'm the problem. No. No, what? Clearly I'm not creative or talented enough. No, friend, believe in yourself. It's okay, it's a lull, it'll pass. And the cat spirit for claim your independence, 13 for that death card. Oh, every time I see this cat, I always get the urge. It's always the same urge of like when a cat knocks a glass off of a table. You're welcome, friend. That's kind of the vibe here. It's like they want you to stop trying to follow the formula, following all that advice on how to make things happen. They want you to knock it off the table. It's not for you. Be like a cat. They nap all day. Someone needs a nap. The Taurus. If you're a Taurus and you're trying to put out art or any kind of creative outlet, go take a nap. You need a nap. Naps are how you get your creativity. Every time you take a nap, you will have that creative burst, okay? Naps are needed. Hi, Blondie. Thank you. That's what's needed. So claim your independence. Yeah, you don't need everybody to tell you how to bring your own creative ideas into your life or how to be more talented, whatever your profession is. You don't need their advice. You just need to figure out how to fill up your own cup. Confirmation. Beautiful. I have the summarized part, or I will, right? I just did the whole recap, but I will have it up after this live. My little clock. I love this little clock. Beautiful. Dream the world into being. Yes. With 11. 11 justice. Dream the world into being. So yeah, you're still going after your manifestations, right? We're trying to be more creative. We're trying to get our stability through these projects. Oh, beautiful. But it's like, yeah, we're trying to force it. You don't need to do that. You just need to stay in the flow state. Figure out the flow state. The action comes after. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. The flow comes after. No, the flow comes when we start changing the routine. And then the action comes. Inspired action. It's called inspired action. Yes. Any more advice for the collective spirit? Aw, thanks, Blondie. You're amazing. And give with gratitude and grace. Remember to give to yourself too. Alright? Remember to give to yourself. If you're a creative and you're not taking care of yourself, you're doing it wrong. Right? I normally don't like to say you're doing it wrong, but you are doing it wrong. If you're a very creative person and you're someone who does, if you're someone who does creative content and you're not taking care of yourself, you're doing things totally wrong. And this just dragged me on my own live. You need to prioritize sleep, self-care, those types of things, naps, taking those long baths, and finding the inspirational content, not just forcing it. Dang, okay, spirit, I hear you. Yes, exactly, you do not need to have the same exact routine as somebody else. No, you need your own routine, what feels good to you. That should be the focus, not what's good to them. Because then it's just comparison, and comparison is the thief of joy. That takes away all the creativity. If you're following a script, you're not coming up with anything new, you know? We need more improv in our life. Surrender now. Thank you for the gifts. Oh my god. Surrender now. I told you, stubborn. Stubborn. Spirit says surrender. Okay, I hear you. This is for me too, y'all. This whole this reading dragged the flip out of me, so just so y'all know, when we read for our collective, we're part of the collective. Not every reading resonates for us, but when it does, boy oh boy is it embarrassing. Because I try to keep your personal business out of it, but mine's front and center. Yeah. Surrender now. So they're saying stop being so stubborn. Spirits just they're saying straight up, just stop it. Stop it. And I know my Taurus people get it, okay? Especially if you're a Taurus Venus. Stubborn. Yep, let spirit be your guide. Yeah, stop being a Taurus for real. Let spirit be your guide. Yeah, this is the whole like follow your intuition. Let your intuition guide you. And it's funny because I am very intuitive, so it's like, okay. Pisces rising, beautiful. Let's see, what else for the advice for the collective today? And take a leap of faith. Yeah, just try it. Look through what you've been doing, right, to make your creative ideas flow. Look what you've been doing to cultivate it, right? Balance the input versus the output. Do a really, really cutthroat audit. I mean, so for real. Don't hold on to it. Throw it out. And then just try new things. See what sticks. See what sticks. I'll do 3 more, and then I'll be good. Yeah, 0404. That'll bring that stability. It's just trying new routines, trying new things, and seeing what happens. Time to let go. We're not letting go of it. Yeah, time to let go of that cutthroat audit. Lay a stable foundation. We got 6 again for the lovers. Aphrodite is so prevalent today. I love it. On her day. She's so loud. But yeah, that will help. That audit will help you build a proper routine around leaving that inspired action into the creative flow. Because again, in order to take the action, you must be inspired to take the action. And if you're not finding ways to inspire yourself, there will be no action. And you see clearly now. Ta-da! Your eyes have been opened. Your eye has been opened. Now you need to go forth and figure out what exactly is wrong with your routine. And remember that this and that are true. Okay? This and that are true. Rest is productive. I'm gonna say it again. Rest is productive. If you feel guilty taking a nap, because you're like, oh, I have all this stuff I need to do. I need to do this. I need to put this out. I need to make this happen. You are not your best self when you're tired. You're just not. Take a nap. If you're a Taurus, you need to be taking a nap. It was me yesterday too, Blondie. I was just telling R about it. I was supposed to go live last night, and I definitely had not had enough sleep. I overbooked myself, and then I ended up falling asleep at 9 p.m. and I woke up at 5 a.m. today, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. So, like I said, dragging me too. But remember, rest is productive. Schedule it in. Schedule in the rest, schedule in the breaks. Yeah, I'm normally never out that early. Never. I am a night person through and through. I'm up until like 4 in the morning. So that, I was like, oh. Oh, that's a me problem. Yeah, same here. I am so refreshed and like in such a good mood. Yeah, you know, I'm happy too. Last one, and then I will release you to the wilds of Friday. Ah, the wolf spirit, the wolf. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Right? As you do this little life audit, right? You're going to pay attention, and you're going to thank you. You're going to notice what works and what doesn't, and then you will use it to streamline streamline your routine and help you build a more stable one, right? And be playful. Yes, that's the last one. Be playful. I also love wolves. Yeah, they're my second favorite animal. Be playful. You need way more whimsy in your life, okay? So if you're creative, you need to be consuming content, okay? You need to be looking at things that inspire you, right? If you're someone who, like, I'm trying to think here. If you are writing a book and it's fantasy, like I said earlier, if you're writing a fantasy novel and you've run into a writer's block, go read other fantasy books, okay? Go read other books, and that will help you. If you're someone who posts content on TikTok or other social media, go watch other people's content. Stuff that inspires you, again, doesn't put you in competitive mode or comparison mode. If you go and you watch like a tarot reader, like for me, for example, yeah, candle making, go look at other candles. For me, for example, I really love the way that Chloe Taylor always did her stuff. I always loved her aesthetic, so her videos inspire me. And the way that she talks to people, she's a Taurus too, so that's really funny, who works with Aphrodite, so that's just really funny. The way that she talks to people, she has a very similar message that I do, so I really felt inspired by her, and that's why I'm even here doing readings. So I don't copy her or anything, but just find people who inspire you and figure out how to make that part of your thing. So let it give you those ideas, let it help you come up with those ideas. The more that creatives consume other creative content, the more creative they get. Okay? Yes. Anything else? Or yeah, clear out the clutter and time to heal. So yes, as you do that audit, also remember to look around, and whatever puts you in that I need to rush, I need to force things, I need to put out the content, I need to create without having anything to make us feel creative. Oh cool, get rid of it. Get rid of it. If it makes you feel like you need to compare yourself, if you need to compete, if it makes you feel like your work isn't good enough, get rid of it. All right, and then heal that wound that feels like you have to, like whatever's telling you that you have to do it that way in order to be worthy, because being creative is a beautiful thing. You took the time to put something out that had never been made before, and that's absolutely gorgeous. You birthed something into experience, into reality, and that's beautiful. So always remember that, okay? Absolutely gorgeous, and it should be celebrated. Don't critique your own work. Don't do it. Don't do it, okay? And 1111. Yes, you're a manifester. You're creating things out of thin air. So remember that, okay? 9/11. So yes, that's all I have for you today. I hope that it was helpful. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, for choosing me to be your reader today. I so appreciate it. Yeah. If you're interested in a personal reading, for those at the link in my bio, no, it's not clickable. I need 1,000 followers for it to be clickable, but that's the link. I offer a lot of stuff over there, so feel free to check it out and see if I vibe with you, okay? If you're watching from the YouTube video when I posted, all the one link will be in the description box down below. See if I vibe with you. If I don't, and this is the last time I see you, thank you anyway for choosing to spend your time with me this lovely Friday. It was lovely to see you too, Blondie. And I wish you so much love, luck, joy, peace, creativity, and healing on your journey. Remember that life is an ever crooked path and you are never off of it, alright? If you have chosen to follow me and you do like my vibe, thank you. You're amazing. I love you. And I wish all the same for you. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!